In white, Greg Hancock's going from gate 2 in red. In gate 3 in yellow and black for Eastbourne is Paul Hurry, and Sean Tacey is on the outside, not as per the captions in front of you. Martin DUGARD is on the inside. Actually, Eastbourne having won the toss, take gates 1 and 3. Peter Collins alongside me. How vital that inside gate?
Very much so in the first heat, Tony, no doubt. But I think before we say anything, I'm sure that this match is going to be an absolute cracker. It's going to be so close, and we're in for a fantastic night speedway tonight, no doubt.
Away we go, our starting marshal gets them away. They look across the gates, away go the magnets, and up they go, and Hancock is first to that bend, and that could be a vital move. His partner, Sean Tacey, goes wide, but picking up the grip there in yellow is Paul Hurry. Hurry followed by Hancock, a brilliant ride round the outside by Paul Hurry. Fantastic
there to go round Greg Hancock like that. Paul Hurry rode here last week in the British final and finished second overall, and he's certainly weighed up the track now. You can see that he really knows where he's going, and he's pulling away in this one.
The Coventry pair, though, in quick succession in second and third place, and amazingly Martin DUGARD, the four-man of the British League at the moment, tailed off. And look at the battle, the pressure on Paul Hurry. Hurry knows where he is on this track now. Paul Hurry in yellow and black, but look at the challenge being mounted by Sean Tacey. Tacey leading Greg Hancock back in third place, and Hancock and Tacey together doing a little bit of team riding. Hurry selecting his line with a lap to go. Paul Hurry, the four-man, second here in the British final 9 days ago, and Paul Hurry leading the way for Eastbourne. Martin DUGARD tailed off at the back. The Coventry pairing in blue of Sean Tacey and Greg Hancock, second and third, but look at Hancock going. Hurry will hold him off. Hurry takes it in yellow, ahead of in blue Sean Tacey. In third place, Greg Hancock in red. 3 points apiece, the heat score. A tremendous ride by that man, Paul Hurry, the Eastbourne second string there. He moved to Eastbourne this season on loan from Oxford, and he's showing his worth here at the Brandon Stadium. He's just 15 points short of 2,000 points in the first division, and he's had a good start there with 3 of them on the way to that, Paul Hurry.
Yeah. Good start, great start. Tell us about the conditions out there.
It's very slick, it's not where it's been watered. I think they're trying to hold up on the watering because of the rain coming. But yeah, it's the same for everyone. She's got to make good starts and get clear.
Yeah, you made quite a good start from gate 3, and probably with the conditions as they are, it did you a favour because you seem to get a lot of speed coming off the first corner.
Yeah, gate 3 was good because I was already towards the outside of the track, so I could just run straight into it and hook up and get my wheels on and get going. And the engine was so good from the start.
Was it?
I'm so confident on it, it's really good.
Yeah, so we've been talking about your away record, and you guys have been so good away. How up for you are you here at Coventry for this?
Yeah, we're normally up for every meeting, really. We all pull together as a good team. And it's good because we all come to meeting wanting to have fun, and when you have fun, you win. So it's the main thing.
Yeah, and obviously tonight is an opportunity for you to win away because it was close at home, but you've got the sort of side that could go on to win here.
Yeah, I think so, because we all struggle a little bit around Eastbourne, believe it or not. It's such a hard track and small track. You've got to get the technique right, and with me and Joe struggling to find that at the moment, yeah, we do tend to favour going away, so we're going to be good.
Can you make any changes?
Yeah, I probably will take a tooth off or do something a bit special. But yeah, Hans Erk's my engine from Germany. It's really good.
All right, we'll let you get back to pits and make those changes. Well done again.
Stuart ROBSON of Coventry. Next to him in white, Petri KOKKO, the highest scoring reserve in the elite league so far this season for Eastbourne. Gate 3 belongs to Scott ROBSON in blue. Remember, the ROBSON brothers from the northeast riding reserve here for Coventry. On the outside, the guest rider Danny Bird, who's the guest for the absent and injured Brent Collier, rides for Eastbourne. Danny Bird, an England under-21 cap last season, a protege of Kelvin Tatum. Well, heat 1 from gate 3 by Paul Hurry. I wonder what will happen. Oh, and charging the tapes here, the rider in blue, Scott ROBSON. Our referee has let it go. Scott ROBSON held up there. The red lights are on for that tape creeping, and I just wonder what will happen. Scott ROBSON there, the rider in blue, certainly the man that charged the tapes, and I wonder if he'll be penalised and put back 15 metres, because that's what the referee could do, either an exclusion, which can't happen because there's no reserve replacement in this heat, and if that man there is penalised, he'll go back 15 metres for jumping the tapes. I just wonder how our referee saw that one, PC.
Yeah, I think...
Scott ROBSON in white between the Petri KOKKO and the outside Danny Bird. Away we go at the second attempt. Picked up well by Petri KOKKO into that bend. Going wide in yellow and black is Danny Bird for Eastbourne, taking a lesson from Paul Hurry. But at the moment, the man in front, Petri KOKKO, has the heat at his command in front of the Coventry pairing in red. Stuart ROBSON in blue, Scott ROBSON, and tailed off at the back in yellow and black is Danny Bird. And another good ride here by the Eastbourne man, Petri KOKKO.
Yes, it is there, and also in the blue and the red, Scott ROBSON, Stuart ROBSON in the red. He's actually making good progress, but KOKKO, as we said earlier in the season, he's probably one of the best reserves in the whole of the elite league, and he's proving that in this race.
As things stand at the moment, the racing line pretty obvious. It's about quarter, 10 or 12 feet away from that white line, and that's the line being occupied at the moment by Petri KOKKO. With a lap and a quarter to go, the Eastbourne man is heading the field here with the 2 Coventry reserves in his wake, but Danny Bird, can he make ground on Scott Robson at the back? Because Scott Robson's been looking down at this machine. Danny Bird could take him here, and it looks at the back as if Danny Bird is going to go round the outside, could get a heat advantage for Eastbourne if he keeps it on. The heat winner in white there, certainly Petri KOKKO. Danny Bird moves into second place, into third place there. So second place belongs to Stuart Robson. Danny Bird just gets third place. That's a heat advantage by 4 points to 2 now for Eastbourne, and that could be crucial come the end, because it's now a Coventry 5, Eastbourne 7 with 2 heats gone, and 2 heat winners for the visitors from Eastbourne. Petri KOKKO taking that one, 64.44 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, well, what can I say? You know, the track's totally different than it was Saturday, so you know, they're flying. You know, they've got a good record, but you know, we'll just have to get our heads down and go for it.
Let's just talk about the track for a minute, because from where I've been watching from, it seems bone dry and there's stuff flying all over the place. There can't be any grip out there, can there?
No, it's very, very slippery at the moment. By the look, I haven't been out, but just looking at it, it looks very slick. So, you know, we just got to adapt to it a little bit. You know, we got caught out a little bit by the track conditions, and that shouldn't happen at home, you know, but unfortunately it has already.
And those guys, Eastbourne, are really making the starts, aren't they?
Making really good starts. So, you know, we're just going to have to make better ones.
You're going to have to go away and give them a pep talk, Billy. I'll let you go and get on with it. Thanks a lot.
And in white is Dean Barker for Eastbourne. Quite a record he has, Dean Barker, and he was a member of the last Eastbourne team to win here back in 1993. STANCL goes from gate 2 for Coventry, a second string. Joe Screen currently riding a second string for Eastbourne, the Grand Prix rider from gate 3 on the outside. That's Lee Richardson, the current World Under-21 champion. A talented lineup of internationals in this one. Anybody's race. Joe Screen in gate 3, that could be absolutely vital, because that's where it's been counting from. So far away they go, but it's picked up well by STANCL. Gets pole position there, and now the Eastbourne men have to work. A Screen in yellows coming through on the inside. But look at the power on the outside. Lee Richardson goes up to join his colleague STANCL, and it's Coventry in command of this one. And the Eastbourne riders will have to battle hard if they're going to make joy and make ground on the 2 men out front.
Yeah, this is a real turn up here for George STANCL leading this race. He's been a bit up and down this season, but he's had some decent matches in the last couple of weeks here at Coventry, starting to get going, and certainly just at the right time, because he's putting Coventry back in the frame.
STANCL leads this one ahead of Lee Richardson. In third place and going wide is Joe Screen. Dean Barker is back in last place. The Eastbourne pair struggling here and not perhaps learning from their colleagues who did so well in the first 2 heats to gain that advantage. And this will put Coventry in front with a lap to go. A 5-1 will give Coventry a 2-point lead going into heat 4. It's going to be a ding-dong battle here at the Brandon Stadium in the sunshine tonight. But the local fans mighty happy with this one, because they're 2 men in front here. STANCL is going to take the checkered flag in blue. Ahead of in second place, Lee Richardson in red. Joe Screen gets the consolation point for Eastbourne in third place. That's a 5-1 to the home side. Coventry, who now lead by 10 points to 8, with 3 heats gone and 12 to go. And George STANCL, son of a famous father, gets the checkered flag and takes
exactly what he's needed. It's in the genes, but well done. Good ride.
Yeah, I make good gate, and then after, you know, it's really slick and concrete, and it's really hard to get the grip on the back tire. But yeah, he will think, and I will make a better bike, I hope. And
did you have to make any changes on the parade lap before you went out?
Yes,
for your
I
first
did.
ride?
We just did after, you know, we had 2 minutes and we changed it, and it's a bit better, but it's not brilliant, you know.
Oh, it looked pretty good from where we were. You seemed to absolutely fly off the start.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good, but in the race I was just a little bit struggling. I was spinning, but we will see, you know, now.
Right.
I noticed they're watering the track now. How much are the conditions going to change over the night? Obviously, you know the track well, and you've been under these sorts of conditions before. So, what can you expect over the night?
I think it will be still concrete, because they had too much rain yesterday, and they try and do the best with the track. But you will see it's pretty dust and it's concrete, you know, and they can't do anything with that.
Right, I think probably as the evening goes on, you'll get the bike dialed in a bit better and everybody will settle down.
Exactly, that's right. And I think everybody got the problem, you know, everybody get a spin in. Right. We will see, you know, what's going on.
We've just got to keep that clutch hand well lubricated tonight.
Yeah, we will see.
Okay, nice ride anyway, George.
Well done again.
Cheers.
In yellow and black, it's Danny Bird, the Eastbourne guest, from the Isle of Wight, the lower leagues. It's Scott Robson goes from gate 2 for Coventry. David Norris, his first ride for Eastbourne tonight. He goes from gate 3, another member of the team that won here in 1993, their last win here. And Billy HAMILL goes on the outside, and nobody yet has won from the inside or the outside gate. Everything's come from the middle, and I just won up to takes. So 2 points in it. Fantastic meeting in Prospect here at Brandon Stadium. Starling Marshall walks away. Jim Lawrence, the referee, lets the tapes go up and away they go. And it's the Coventry pair coming first, and it's Billy HAMILL in red, going round, picking up the grip, picking up the line, and down the back straight in front, now to be pursued by David Norris of Eastbourne. In third place, it's Scott Robson. Danny Bird's at the back, remember, he got a third place last time out, but nobody surely thinks he's going to catch Billy HAMILL from here.
No, Billy's known straight away that middle to the outside of the track's working well. He was on the outside start position, so he was in the right place when he got to the first corner. He got there ahead of them, and he leads them right now.
John, track record holder here with Chris Louis. Billy HAMILL is looking all over the halfway stage, but he's being pursued now by David Norris for Eastbourne. But the way it's looking with Scott Robson back in third place is Coventry extending their lead now to 4 points after this heat if it stays like this. Billy HAMILL out front with a lap to go, looking fast, getting his wheels in line, getting the line he wants, and David Norris can only follow hopefully in his wake, because Billy HAMILL is stretching his lead down that back straight ahead of David Norris for Eastbourne in second place. Third place surely now is going to go to Scott Robson. And that's exactly what Coventry wanted, because that's their second heat advantage of the night. And with that result, Coventry lead by 14 points to 10 with 4 heats gone. And Billy HAMILL is timed 63.60 seconds, about 2 seconds and more short of his track record, but certainly he'll be pleased.
I'll tell you, that is like ice out there. That is one of the slickest tracks I think I've ever ridden.
Tell us about Gate 04 though, we just mentioned it. You got across quickly though.
Yeah, got a good launch and sort of spun to the corner, but I just got the jump, and I was able just to give me enough momentum to get to the corner on time.
Yeah. It is. It's evidently, I've just heard they're going to water the track a lot and have a small interval, but it's quite amazing how hard the track is considering the weather we've had over the last 48 hours.
Yeah, I mean, they've had a lot of water. The biggest problem right now is the rocks on the top of the surface. It's like ball bearings.
Yeah, it's like a marble effect.
Yeah, very much so. So it's...
We can have a look at that start again, Billy, and maybe when you're looking at it, seeing it for the first time from a pictorial point of view, you can actually sort of judge it a little bit better. Tell us what you see when you look at this.
Well, a little... It's well, we're past the start now.
It's a little bit difficult head on.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to say. I can see I was I jumped out of the start and then I spun. You know, the bike.
You rode the clutch a little, didn't you? And you were able to keep the thing going forward. Here we see.
Yeah, the whole way to the
so
turn.
So we're going to see it now. This is a better view of it.
I got a good jump. Now I'm on the clutch right there.
Yeah.
Then I start to spin right there. You can see I'm spinning. I'm just had enough to get me there.
I'm glad you did, because otherwise you'd be too far in front, Billy. Because the first bike length off the start, it was you got almost total traction. Did you sort of like didn't give it quite so much throttle on the start, or do you do your normal thing?
Yeah, I just I probably gave it about half throttle at the start just to get me out.
There you go.
Well done again, Billy HAMILL.
Right on.
Exactly where we expect to see you, at the front.
And also, we're struggling out there. What are the conditions actually like to ride on?
Well, it's like you know, riding on ball bearings, very low down. I went straight to the outside and sort of spun up, and I just couldn't get my wheels in line quick enough, and Lee got past me, and then I was just struggling. You know, I was trying to go right over myself, and I was going backwards.
They're madly watering the track out there. Do you think it's so dry it's going to make much difference?
I don't think so. You know, we're all altering his bikes now to ride on concrete, so you know we're going to give it his best shot. And concrete racing, you know, it's no good. You know, it's so difficult to pass when it's like this, and you know, I'm struggling hard.
I guess it's the same for everybody, but I suppose the key is to get out there first, isn't it?
Yeah, it's, you know, Coventry had a match here on Saturday, you know, so they got grips with it pretty quick from Saturday. I think it was quite slick on Saturday, I've been told. So, you know, we've all had a ride each now. We've altered the bikes and just see how we can do now. I've got to just ask you one more question. What happened to the facial fluff of a couple of weeks ago? I've been told to shave it off. I got told off. Well, actually, it did look ridiculous. You look far better without it. Thanks, Joe. I'm just kidding. Right, Kelvin, Greenie, are you down on the track there? What's going on?
On the inside for Coventry. Paul Hurry of Eastbourne goes from gate 2. Yuri STANCL from Coventry, gate 3. And Martin DUGARD, a form-man, goes from the outside. Conditions tough for both teams, but the home team favouring at the moment, PC. Lawrence looking down from his perch. His job too. Releases the button that sends the tape soaring and the riders away. That starting marshal has to get them into line. First hit. Coventry leading by 4 points. Starting marshal does little way. Tapes go up quickly this time. time. Holding it down on the inside is Lee Richardson, but Martin Dugard this time trying to pick it up on the outside. Coming through on the inside is Paul Hurry, and now out front Lee Richardson is under pressure from both Eastbourne riders, and Dugard is taking him wide, trying to leave room for Hurry to come through on the inside. This promises to be quite a race with one lap gone. Richardson going wide, pursued by Dugard and Hurry at the back. Yuri Stancl, so influential last time out, is struggling, but the battle is joined out front.
Yeah, Lee Richardson certainly does look like a world champion, certainly the under-21 world champion. When you're leading the race, you can pick your own line, you can ride the fast line, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's got to make no mistakes because he's got to keep the Eastbourne boys behind him.
While so far the man who's made it out of that second bend first has held it all the way, and with a lap to go here, Lee Richardson can be put under some pressure by Martin Dugard, but Dugard going wide there. Richardson picks it up on the line that matters, and now Richardson will surely hold on to it with just under half a lap to go. Lee Richardson will become the third Coventry heat winner of the night in red here. Lee Richardson ahead of Martin Dugard in second place. His teammate Paul Hurry's in third place. That's the split of the points, 3 points apiece, and it's now 17 to Coventry, 13 to Eastbourne with 5 heats gone and 10 to go. But what a performance by that man, Lee Richardson, whose father, of course, rode for Eastbourne. He was the British League Riders Champion back in 1976 when at Eastbourne. That's in the second division. But Lee Richardson now is the son that counts here for Coventry tonight.
For a lap of honour.
I don't know, I didn't see the red lights. It's really bright out there, so...
we were quite impressed, actually.
Well, yeah,
obviously quite fit, you know.
I looked behind me and I thought, what's going on there? I thought, I don't know what was going on.
Good ride, though. A good start.
Yeah, I made not a bad start off gate one, but it's, as you can see, the track's very slick tonight, very dusty.
We can see it here in a minute.
Right. Gosh, there you go. It's a little bit difficult to see head on, but you obviously got the bike to hook up pretty good. Were you concerned at all about being down so low, whether you might get sort of swooped coming off the corner?
Yeah, I was a little bit. I think you can see I moved out just on the edge of the dirt when I came off gate one, and I just got a little bit of drive. There's a little bit of dirt there. I seemed to hit that and got a good run going into the third turn.
Yep, nice one. Yeah, Martin seemed to get quite a bit of momentum here, but you were probably unaware of that. I don't know if you knew he was quite that close, but...
No, I didn't. I think I was just riding my own race, and I think there was a bit of grip there coming off turn 4 there, so I was hitting that and I think I was getting away a little bit, but I wasn't riding completely flat out because it is so slick at the moment.
Sure.
How are you enjoying your season at the moment? It is early days yet, but...
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I've had a bit of up and down season, I think, as everyone knows, but I'm starting to get it together now, and hopefully I've turned the corner and, you know, we're getting some good results at Coventry.
Sure. It's, I know that you're looking quite good then, you know, you're looking confident in that race when you hit the front. You know, you weren't looking over your shoulder too much, so you must be sort of confident in your own ability. You're not too nervous when you're riding.
No, I just I had a bad habit looking over my shoulder, and everyone used to pass me, so I got told just to put blinkers on and just look forward instead of keep looking round. So
right.
that's what I do from now on.
Making sure you do that extra lap, just make sure if you have one.
Well, I was just trying to entertain the crowd because they don't have 5 lap race anymore, do they? So that's what it was.
Best excuse I've heard. All right, get out of here, go on. One extra lap and done.
On the inside, Sean Tacey, a second place, first time out for Coventry, goes from gate 2. Petri KOKKO for Eastbourne, the reserve, who won the reserve seat. He goes from gate 3, and on the outside is that man, Greg Hancock. And Greg, a disappointing third place for him first time out, but I'm sure, Peter, he will have done something with his machinery in the intervening time.
I'm sure.
He wants to try and win this one. This could be quite a battle. Hancock and Tacey for Coventry in the red and blue helmet colours. Eastbourne, David Norris in white, Petri KOKKO in yellow and black, and away they go. Takes fly up, but away goes Sean Tacey to pick it up here. Pursued round the outside by Hancock. Now coming through on the inside for Eastbourne is David Norris, but what a ride round the outside by Greg Hancock. And now's the chance for team riding to hold the Eastbourne men at bay for the Coventry pair in this one.
Yeah, this isn't good for Eastbourne at all. They're stuck there in the 2 third and fourth places. The Coventry boys here have got all aspects covered right now. Greg Hancock's got lots of time. Those improvements that he's done to his bike are really working well. And he's got Sean Tacey right with him.
Well, David Norris for Eastbourne really struggling at the back on his own and totally out of this, because with 3 laps to go now, Coventry in front, but David Norris is really struggling, and something radically wrong with his machinery at the back, that man in the white helmet colour. But out front in red, Greg Hancock leads Sean Tacey in blue. There's the yellow and black flag. That indicates 1 lap to go, and the Coventry men will be delighted with this because they're going to win this by 5 points to 1. It will be their second major or maximum heat win by 5 points to 1. of the night, and that will certainly give them an 8-point lead in this one. But it's won there by Greg Hancock ahead of Sean Tacey. The Eastbourne man in third place is Petri KOKKO. Coventry win it by 5 points to 1 and now lead 22-14. Very shortly we'll get the opportunity for Golden Tacticals and much more. Eastbourne will have to pull out all the stops if they're going to beat Coventry here, because Coventry are going great and took that 5 points to 1.
That's what it's all about, really, because that's when you pushed them out of that whole heat, didn't it?
Oh, exactly. I mean, it's team riding is all about team victory, you know, and I made a good start there, and I saw Sean in that race, and we sort of tried to do the best we can to ride good for each other, and I knew that if I slowed up a little bit, I could make that guy behind him have to knock it off, and it worked. So
let's take a look at the start, and both of you can have a chat about how you saw this.
Well, I sort of made a good jump there, but I felt like I was in a real drag race with Petri KOKKO, and as I got closer to the corner, I just got the edge on him. As you can see there, my bike's just starting to go.
Sure.
And I'm just getting there.
You have to really work it on you halfway out, because the initial, you didn't get that initial bite, did you?
Exactly. It didn't really jump at all. So like you say, I kind of backed off on the back of it a little bit, and got a nice run there, and I started to look, and just enough to back off a little bit there to give him a chance to get close to me and make the other guy shut it off. So
because when you were going, your bike looked like it was working quite nicely.
Yeah, it really was, because you could start to ride more on the throttle and not just full gas.
So you were playing with it a little bit.
Exactly, yeah, to say the least.
We won't tell anybody. What's the best gate at the moment?
I think 4 is probably the best. It's
really?
A nice run, yeah. It seems to be good so far, and just coming out of it that time, I felt like I was in control.
Billy absolutely launched off out of there.
Yeah, it's still moist out there. You can see it. It's tacky and it's nice, so when you roll up there, you know that you've got a good chance to make a jump on it.
All right, things going well for you, Greg. Hope it keeps up. We're going to go down to the pits now, because Susie Perry...
Absolutely nowhere. Didn't seem to be able to get any power. What went wrong?
We changed a couple of things. I thought it might have been saying that to do with that, but the fuel pipe actually kinked like that. Just starved the car for fuel, so once it sort of stopped, then it filled up, winked, and then it stopped again. So
hence the reason why you were just kind of coasting around, really.
I was actually flat out. It's as good as I'll get. No, it's just we found a problem, so we're happy now. Let's get it right for the next race.
Okay, so is it pretty much sorted down here? You can see all the work going on?
Yeah, there's Jeff the man. He sorted the problem. He found what was wrong with it. So like I say, at least we found the problem. It's more confusing when you can't find what's actually gone wrong. So hopefully we'll put it right. The bike's set for the next race.
Listen, David, 8 points behind. What can Eastbourne do now?
Strange, we haven't been that far behind for quite a while now, so I don't know, it's up to the team manager, you know what I mean? They can sort something out for us, possibly the golden double.
Oh, that'd be nice, that'd be really nice to see. Thanks for talking on.
The winner of the Czech Grand Prix. Next to him is Dean Barker, a member of the last Eastbourne team to win here 7 years ago. Gate 3, that belongs to Stuart ROBSON for Coventry, and on the outside, Grand Prix rider Joe Screen for Eastbourne. This could be competitive, and one has the feeling here that Hamill will be chased by Screen and Barker in this one. 4 of the 6 heat winners, Eastbourne having provided the first 2, and away they go now for heat number 7, and Billy HAMILL picks it up on the inside. Coming across is Joe Screen going wide. The battle is joined as Screen down the back straight picks it up for Eastbourne. He's done exactly what Peter Collins said, and now Joe Screen will speed down this straight, and Billy HAMILL will have his fork cut out to catch the flyer. Joe Screen is really motoring. Back at the rear is Dean Barker for Eastbourne. Screen has got it right, Barker's got it wrong. The Coventry pair between them.
Yeah, if anyone can catch Joe Screen, it's Billy HAMILL. He really is trying there, but he doesn't seem to be making up a lot of ground. You can see that Joe is riding very, very wide, keeping the wheels in line as much as possible, maintaining that speed and keeping all that speed as fast as he can round the turns.
Well, Billy HAMILL, the former world champion, has yet to get a maximum for Coventry this year, and if Joe Screen holds on to this, HAMILL will fail again to do so, because Joe Screen is out there. Joe Screen came out of that second bend like a jet-propelled rocket, and now Joe Screen down that back straight looks set to win this for Eastbourne. Still Billy HAMILL is chasing him, but Screen has the line, Screen has the speed, and Screen takes the checkered flag ahead of the Coventry pair of Billy HAMILL and Stuart ROBSON, which means the points are shared, 3 points apiece in that one. It is 25-17 now in favour of Coventry, with 7 heats gone and 8 to go. But what a performance by Joe Screen. There's the celebration wheelie, so much his trademark. Eastbourne have 3 heat winners, Coventry have 4. There's plenty of action still to come.
Yeah, as I said, you know, the track caught a lot of us out. Coventry rode here Saturday, got their bike sorted for today, and we've all had 1 ride each and struggled, and now we've had a second one, and everybody's going a little bit better, but you know, when the track's so slick, you've got to do a lot to the bike, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Any chance of a golden double after you rode so well then?
I don't think so.
Why is it too slick?
Track's too slick.
Oh, that's not very exciting for us though, is it?
not exciting for us when we're at the back either.
Okay, just a bit of news from the pits.
Certainly an interesting fact as well, at the British final here last Saturday, Eastbourne had 3 riders in the top 5. So they certainly normally do go good round here.
Well, here's the lineup then for Heat 8. It's Scott Robson on the inside for Coventry. Martin Dugard, the tactical substitute for Eastbourne, goes from gate 2. Sean Tacey for Coventry, their second string goes from gate 3. And Paul Hurry, winner of the first heat for Eastbourne, goes from what now looks to be the favoured outside gate. He's tonight, and when they come out of the second bend, Peter, that's the crucial position. How they take the big sweeping bend, how they come out of that second bend. Let's see what happens here, and away they go. On the inside there. Now Paul Hurry is going to have a go, and Paul Hurry in white goes around the outside, but look at Martin Dugard. Martin Dugard in yellow, Hurry on the outside. Hurry comes through. What a brilliant ride by Paul Hurry to take Sean Tacey wide and allow Martin Dugard to come through. Brilliant tactical riding by the Eastbourne pair there. This tactical substitution could work because they've made it count, and they now lead and looking for a 5-1.
Yeah, Tony, you're watching team riding at its best here. That the understanding there between the two Eastbourne riders was just unbelievable. The way Paul Hurry took Sean Tacey out wide, made a gap for his mate Martin Dugard to come through, and now they're romping away for 5 points.
Kelvin Tatum was talking about the British final here, and these two came second and third on the rostrum, these two riders, Paul Hurry and Martin Dugard, and that's how they're riding at the moment. And into the last lap here with the Eastbourne pair out front and looking to close this gap now to just 4 points, because what a session of team riding we've seen. The tactical substitution working for the very best. Paul Hurry in white wins it ahead of his teammate Martin Dugard in yellow and black. In third place there was Sean Tacey. That is 5-1 to Eastbourne, and that is now Coventry 26, Eastbourne 22, just 4 points in it, and that's how you can turn a meeting on its head. It does close the gap beyond a further tactical substitute.
Turn 3 and 4. Tell us about that first lap.
There's a bit of a gap then. I had to speed and I thought I'm going to get there. So,
and then you made one.
Yeah.
Martin, come on in here. Great ride by both of you. Good team tactics.
Very good. No, it just surprised me when he went between me and Sean Tacey. I was surprised, but I'm pleased he went between us because it left a big hole for me.
Let's take a look at the monitor. Let's take a look at the start of that and the way it went. And you can tell us how you saw it from here.
Looking at that one down there.
To start with, look where I'm going.
Sure, you're doing your long track start there for a moment, weren't you? You're looking it down, but Sean Tacey's obviously just popped out in front. You've squared the corner off, Paul.
I got my weight back there a little bit. Yeah.
Talk us through this bit now.
And that's where I thought, oh no, here we go. But yeah, I got there and I felt I had the lead, so that's there, and I just thought I've got to keep going now.
Yeah, and you've run up the bank there. You know, obviously, were you aware that Martin
I knew Martin was on the inside, and I thought if I can move Sean over a bit, a leave big enough hole for Martin to come through, that's when I'd look there.
You only did what he would have done to you.
That's right, and under those conditions, that's what you got to do.
It was an important one though, wasn't it, this heat?
Yeah, it was. It was very important to put us back in the match and that, but today it's just unbelievable. It's like riding on the M40.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we were saying, what about the chances of a golden double, and Joe put us straight and said, yeah, no, the conditions just aren't viable for that sort of thing.
Golden double start 15 metres before the line, yeah. But no, it's not speedway today.
No. But you seem to be getting a lot more grip around the inside then, Martin.
I've done a lot of bike changes. I've taken a couple of teeth off the back. I've put a big jet in, lowered the ignition. That's as far as I can go now. Whatever I was going to get with my bikes tonight, that's as far as it will go.
Are you looking to sort of just stay in touch tonight, or do you think you're going to go on and try and win the meeting?
Oh, we're going to go on and win if we can sort of turn it around like that.
Sure.
It's just going to be see if we have a little bit of luck and whether or not we can get used to these conditions.
All right, well, best of luck to both of you as the meeting goes on. It's getting closer.
Super ride.
They're riding on the...
Winner in the reserves heat, in the early heat. Heat number 3 goes from gate 1 on the inside. David Norris next to him for Eastbourne. It's Lee Richardson from gate 3 and Petri KOKKO from the outside. Lee Richardson, these two teams in the top 3 in the league. Eastbourne top, Coventry third as it stands going into this meeting. There's the man in blue here, he stands. Look from behind here now. The starting marshal moves away and up they go, and it's vital from the start here, and going wide on the outside is Petri KOKKO to pick it up. Coming through on the inside is David Norris. It's Eastbourne 1 and 2, but now look at that, because KOKKO was held up, and that allowed the man in blue, Jerry STANCL, to go through. Richardson marooned on the inside, but Richardson is now going to have to battle, and they're going to hold the Eastbourne man in yellow, Petri KOKKO, at the back, but they're going to struggle to catch David Norris out front.
Yeah, that was a big mistake from David Norris, because his partner there, Petri KOKKO, was right with him on the first turn. He closed the door on him and shut him out, and he actually went back to last place from a potential second.
David Norris out front. The Coventry pairing in second place, Yuri STANCL. Third is Lee Richardson. It's now processional because Petri KOKKO marooned at the back. It looks so good for him coming out of that second bend, because that error of David Norris, and maybe, just maybe, that told for Eastbourne. But Coventry will be happy to share the points here, and if it stays like this with half a lap to go, there'll still be 4 points in it with 6 heats to go. The meeting will boil up. David Norris in white is going to take the checkered flag now, ahead of in second place in blue, Yuri STANCL. Third in red is Lee Richardson. 3 points apiece, the heat score there. 29 to Coventry, 25 to Eastbourne. Just 4 points in it with 6 heats to go.
He's off gate 2 in the yellow helmet right next to him.
Well, there's the full lineup. Sean Tacey for Coventry on the inside. Joe Screen for Eastbourne goes from gate 2, a heat winner last time out. Greg Hancock, the Coventry captain, and former world champion, of course. Greg Hancock, world champion in 1997. He goes from gate 3. And Danny Bird, the 20-year-old Eastbourne reserve, the guest here tonight. B-man Greg Hancock in gate 3 for Coventry. Joe Screen for Eastbourne goes from gate 2. Screen makes the gate, jet propelled. Danny Bird coming round the outside. Screen will go wide now. Bird can't do it. Coming through on the inside is Sean Tacey. But there goes Joe Screen for Eastbourne down the back straight. Joe Screen has it right now. And Joe Screen will pick up speed here. On the inside, Sean Tacey is going to chase him all the way. Hancock spectacularly back in third place. But Screen picking up the grip where it counts and picking up the lead.
Yeah, Joe's really riding that outside run. It's the real lazy run round there. You're letting the bike really work. When you're going a little bit faster, you're going a lot further, but the Coventry boys are riding the inside, turning harder, riding harder, but they've got no answer to Joe. Joe's got that outside run, and that's where he loves to be.
The Coventry riders not being too stretched to stay ahead of Danny Bird, but they'd certainly be stretched to catch the man out front, Joe Screen, because Joe Screen is extending his lead as he picks whichever part of the track he wants to go. He's even got time to look back. The Grand Prix rider will see him in action on Saturday night in the Grand Prix from Linköping in Sweden. And let's hope he takes the checkered flag there a few times. Joe Screen takes it in yellow, ahead of in second place blue Sean Tacey. Greg Hancock surprisingly back in third place. 3 points apiece, the heat score, and that now means it's 32 to Coventry, 28 to Eastbourne. Still 4 points in it with 5 heats to go, and Joe Screen is looking the class rider we all know.
I've been in contention for not let alone a final, but the World Championship.
But you've had some problems. Going back to 98, you had that serious back injury. Is that completely better now? Are you completely healed?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably something I'll live with for the rest of my life. But you know, I feel that I'm back in contention. I'm riding well again. But it took me all of last year to physically recover and mentally, really.
So it helps you sort of on coming back to the Elite League as well, riding here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, I've always ridden in the Elite League since I mean, that's why I came over to Europe. And this is, you know, your sort of building block for chasing a world championship.
So you must be, well, all three of you now preparing for the weekend. You're off to Sweden. So do you stop, do you calm down a bit before you go? When are you actually flying out to Sweden, Joe?
I'm flying in the morning. I've got a league meeting tomorrow evening in Sweden. And then I'll stay there for the weekend because I'm there as well for the following Tuesday league meeting. So it's come easy, this Grand Prix.
So a few days preparation for you, which makes a nice change, doesn't it, really?
Yeah, still got quite a bit of work to do. My mechanic's leaving tomorrow, so we've got to, you know, get all the machinery right. So probably Wednesday, Thursday we'll be quite busy.
Okay, but not such a good result for you back in Prague. So, you know, changes for Sweden?
Yeah, I've had a really good run in Sweden this year. You know, I'm going to use the same engines I've run over there. We're riding there in the league helps to get used to the tracks. We don't really ride at Linköping. But, you know, all the tracks are similar in Sweden anyway, so I'm looking forward to a good GP because the last one was, you know, really bad for me. And you know, to be world champion, you don't have meetings like that, basically.
Absolutely. Well, we're also looking forward to a great weekend, of course. Greg Hancock, you must be too.
Yeah, same thing. Like Joe, I fly out tomorrow morning for a league match tomorrow at my home track, and I got a few days off until the Grand Prix on next weekend, and I'll just be taking a rest and really concentrating on a good night.
Because you guys work so hard. I mean, just tell us what you've done over the last few days. You've been so busy.
I had a busy weekend. I rode Saturday here at Coventry and then flew out early Sunday morning to Poland and had a charter flight from Warsaw to a small airport where my club is, and rode there in the afternoon for a televised event, and straight after the meeting jumped on an airplane and straight back to England, so I got home midnight and could sleep in my own bed before tonight.
You're making me tired just talking to me. That's tough. But good to have a few days.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, after tomorrow, then I got like 2-3 days off before practice, and it's always nice to recharge the batteries and get yourself ready for a big event.
How do you see it going, Greg?
Well, I've had some pretty good races in Linköping. It's one of the better racetracks, I think. It's wide, it's a little bit smaller, so it keeps the guys closer together. And it's a track where you've got to be quick from the start, but there's always room to pass. And I see it going good for myself. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm confident. My bikes are going good, so no excuses.
Okay, well, we wish you the best of luck. Thanks for talking to us now, Greg.
One of the top 3 riders in the Elite League at the moment on averages for Eastbourne. Their captain goes from gate 3. And on the outside, it's Stuart Robson, the Coventry reserve. A 5-1 for Eastbourne, the Eastbourne captain. He's in an important gate 3, and that's a good position on tonight's showing. For him, hanging back is Paul Hurry, his teammate, who's going to the inside. Starting marshal moves away. Referee Jim Lawrence up above us. Lets up the tanks go up and away there. Billy HAMILL to the apex of the bend, but look at Martin DUGARD challenging him. Hurry and DUGARD, slight misunderstanding. Coming through is Stuart Robson, and that leaves Paul Hurry in the back. Paul Hurry will have to hurry now, because out front for Coventry, this could tell in the back with Billy HAMILL out front. And if HAMILL wins this, Coventry would stitch their lead. Hurry goes wide at the back. Coming through, Billy HAMILL in front of Martin DUGARD. Back in 3rd place is Stuart Robson, and Coventry are going to have a heat advantage. Eastbourne could pull in a tactical if they're 6 behind after this one, but here Billy HAMILL is at his best. Yeah, Billy I think decided in that one that he was going to lead from the front. He was just going to make that start and go for those 3 points, and his teammate there has done very well, Stuart Robson, to tuck in that 3rd place for that 1 point, because Paul Hurry there really got outfoxed on the first corner. Billy HAMILL, the Czech Grand Prix winner, former world champion, looking at his best as he flies down the back straight. A quarter of a lap to go. 3 points for the asking for Billy HAMILL of Coventry here. Martin DUGARD of Eastbourne in 2nd place. Stuart Robson 3rd. That's a 4-point-to-2 margin for Coventry here. They now lead by 36 points to 30. Eastbourne could bring in a tactical substitution and turn it on its head in the next one. But there's no doubt about the quality of the win there for Billy HAMILL for Coventry here to put them in the driving seat against Eastbourne, who are unbeaten in their last, what we can see. And that is the lineup. That's a change in reserve. It was Scott Robson's ride. Stuart Robson rides at 6. The outside is the change. And now Eastbourne have to pick it up. David Norris is the man on the inside in yellow, Dean Barker in white, but out front it's Lee Richardson, and now Richardson in command. The Coventry man coming through in 2nd place is Stuart Robson, and now this is all wrong for Eastbourne. They've got it back because Coventry are sailing away with it. The tactical substitution has backfired on Eastbourne, and now with Lee Richardson out front ahead of the reserve replacement Stuart Robson, Coventry looking set for a 5-1 here. But if Joe Screen comes in on left for Eastbourne, he's got a mountain to climb. Coventry got it right, and Eastbourne wrong. Yeah, just look at Stuart Robson here. He's really got the bit between his teeth. He came from last to 2nd with his teammate on that first lap, and he really put the cat amongst the pigeons there and stopped Eastbourne's run totally in that first lap. And with a lap to go, it's the reserve in front, Stuart Robson. He has time to look back on the inside, Lee Richardson. They don't even need to team ride here because they're way out in front, and this is going to be a 5-1 the way of Coventry, and that will extend their lead to 10 points now. The winner in blue is Stuart Robson. In red in 2nd place is his teammate and partner Lee Richardson. In 3rd place is David Norris for Eastbourne. That's 5-1 to Coventry, who now lead by 41 points to 31, a 10-point lead with 3 heats to go. It's a mountain to climb for Eastbourne. Coventry in charge. The only answer for Eastbourne possibly now, a golden tactical for Joe.
I made a pretty good start off 2 and I was hanging around the inside because there's a bit of a blue groove that's appeared, which is the rubber that's come down on the tyres, and I looked over my shoulder and saw Stuart there, and it was perfect.
Brilliant first corner, Stuart. I couldn't believe it. You didn't really get away that well, but you lined them up as you came off the corner, and you used that blue groove that Lee was talking about.
Yeah, I totally missed the start there. I had no choice but to turn back.
Here we are, we can see it here.
I actually made a good jumper. I lifted just a little bit too much, and I didn't make it there.
Right.
I just turned it back right in the middle. And just look, Norris was really tight on the line, and I really nearly ran into him. I was so close to hitting him, but luckily he picked up a bit and I shot him.
Was that the blue groove there that you hit? Yeah. Or?
I think it was, yeah. You know, the blue grooves, like, they can be a bit unpredictable sometimes, can't they? And I think it just caught him a little bit, caught him wrong a little bit. I got pushed right out wide there and did a real big turn back, and had so much speed coming off the corner there. I think I hit it a little bit myself, and which helped me though. I ran Dean a little bit wide down there,
and were you aware, Lee, were you aware that Stuart was with you straight away on the first lap?
No, I wasn't. I didn't look on the first lap. Obviously, I made the start, and I was going out to win the race, and then I looked over my shoulder and saw Stuart there, and just let him into the corners.
You slowed down a little bit for him?
Yeah, I just hung it right around the inside instead of moving out onto the dirt line. I just held it around the inside and allowed Stuart to get a good run.
I know it's only early in the season, but tonight might be remembered. I mean, Eastbourne so far have been the top side of the league, and a bonus point against them could be very important.
Yeah, Eastbourne a really strong team. I mean, Joe Screen on number 4, he's a Grand Prix rider, he's a heat leader, and he's been relegated to number 4, you know. Paul Larry at number 2 on the 8-point average there. They've got a really strong team, them, and they're a really tough team to beat.
Well done to both of you. You've done exactly what you needed to do.
Former world champion from the inside. Martin DUGARD, one of the top 3 riders on current form. The Eastbourne captain goes from gate 2. Billy HAMILL, the Czech Grand Prix champion, former world champion. He goes from gate 3. And Joe Screen, the form man at the moment in this meeting with 2 wins from successive heats for him, goes on the outside for Eastbourne. Starting marshal moves away. Away we go. Good start there by Martin DUGARD in white. Joe Screen's got it all to do round the outside. DUGARD picks it up. The Coventry pair in 2nd and 3rd. Joe Screen will have to do something. DUGARD lifts. He's been put under pressure now. In 2nd place is Billy HAMILL. 3rd is Greg Hancock. Joe Screen needs a miracle at the back, PC.
Yeah, he does really. He didn't make a good start from the outside. Martin DUGARD was right in there, but lifted badly. Martin's back there into 2nd place with a good move inside Greg Hancock.
Brilliant move by DUGARD, perhaps following a poor one by him as he went right, but out in blue it's Billy HAMILL, the man at the moment in World Speedway, the Czech Grand Prix champion. And if Billy HAMILL wins this will surely sew up the meeting for Coventry, and Eastbourne will only have the drinks perhaps at the bonus point to race for. So at the back, Joe Screen has a lap and a quarter as Greg Hancock looks back. He won't catch him. Billy HAMILL will take some catching out front. Martin DUGARD's in 2nd place and should hold it as he looks back there. But out front in blue, it's going to be a marvellous win for Billy HAMILL. The Coventry fans will cheer this one. Martin DUGARD's in 2nd place in white. In 3rd place in red is Greg Hancock. And Joe Screen, who we trumpeted that should have been a tactical substitute, perhaps should have come out in the previous race, but failed to score in that one. And now Coventry with a 4-2 victory in that heat, lead by 43 points, 45 points to 33, a 12-point lead for Coventry. They are in charge with 2 heats to go.
Yeah, good race, you know. Didn't make the start, but managed to cut back underneath DUGARD, and good race for me.
That's right, Martin Braid, a brilliant start, but he just drifted a little bit off the racing line down at the bottom corner.
Yeah, he did. He actually lifted coming off a 2, and I think it just sort of broke his momentum a little bit. You can see out of the start, I mean, right to the inside, then he went up just to cover the outside. He probably knew I was there.
He lifts now quite radically.
And I think I actually hit his rear tire right here. Right there, I hit his rear tire, and I thought, oh, just keep it on. I saw him drifting up, and what can I say? It left me a hole.
That was just a classic speedway move.
Yeah, good, nice big hole for me.
Sure. You said that the exhaust stud on your exhaust pipe broke off during the race.
It did.
It didn't seem to make too much of effect.
Well, it did. Who knows? I mean, it did actually start slowing the last 2 laps, but with the track as slick as it is, you know, a little bit of loss of horsepower won't hurt you tonight.
No. Hopefully you won't have that Linköping at the weekend.
No.
How are you looking forward to Linköping?
Absolutely. You know, it's been a while since I've been in contention for the World Championship. It's early days, but certainly a good motivational factor for me.
Sure. Do you like the place, you know, the track? And
yeah, I have. The year I won the World Championship, I won the Grand Prix there, so I have had success there, and it's you know, it's normally a man's track, which I prefer.
Stay with us, because we've got some interesting news down in the behind.
I'm glad you're smiling. That's the Golden Double, of course. Well, the Golden Tactical. And Joe Screen's going to be out there with you in this heat. Is this the first time you've done that?
Yeah. I'm a bit nervous about it, because like, the conditions, it's going to be so hard for even Joe to slow him down.
Listen, I do admire you, because the conditions are really bad tonight. But in the situation that you're in, I think, you know, Ollie said to me earlier, do you think I should do the Golden in heat 14? And what have you got to lose at the end of the day?
That's right, you've got to do it for Eastbourne. If it comes off, then it'll work. But yeah, we've got nothing to lose, so you might as well just go for it.
You are really nervous, aren't you?
It's just, I don't know why the conditions, well, I know why the conditions like that, but it's just silly, really. Like, you can't really have good racing on conditions like that. They're doing the same for everyone, and we've just got to make the most of it and get on with it.
It's really unusual, isn't it, for Coventry to be like this? Because this track's normally, you know, it's normally grippy. It's not normally like this. Eastbourne always try and make the track, you know, perfect to ride on and so on. So it must be a bit of a surprise for you guys.
It is really. Like the British final 2 weeks ago, it's perfect then. I thought it was a little wet, but like tonight, it's just totally different to then. So we come set up for what it was then. and the court's changed, as they say. So yeah, it's just one of those things, and got to get on with it.
But just think, Paul, if you make it on such bad conditions, how cool will that be?
I might even pop a wheelie.
Woohoo! Well, we look forward to that. Billy is in the studio. What do you reckon, Billy?
What do you think about the Golden Tactical, Billy?
You know, I mean, it's very tough conditions out there for Golden Double right now. It's extremely hard to pass, but it's not impossible. Certainly, I think they're going with Paul Hurry, and I mean, he's probably the right guy for the job, really, so let's hope not.
Let me just put these conditions into perspective. I know they're not great, but I mean, we've had a lot of complaints from Eastbourne, and I know they're hurting because they've been such a consistent side this year.
Yeah.
But you guys are riding around it.
No, I mean, it's the same for everybody. You know, it's it actually just caught us out in the beginning of the match, I feel. You know, because I was just, you know, no real consistency. I mean, obviously, I think the weather's played havoc with the track staff here, and
Sure.
we're seeing the result of that.
Sure. But, you know, with this Golden Tactical in this next race, it's going to be, I know, Paul is a forceful rider, if anybody can come from behind, but how much of a job has Joe got to do at the front?
I think that's the beauty of the Golden Tactical. It is team riding at its best, you know. Joe's going to really have to slow the pace of the race up and enable Paul to get in there and be able to mix it. If he can slow the race up enough, then we could be in trouble, but like I said, let's hope it doesn't happen.
Here we are. They're holding up the pairing of Stuart Robson and Yeri Stancl and allowing Paul Hurry to come. And he's going to go right down the outside of the first bend.
Yeah, an interesting fact is that the first turn has got very grippy around the inside with this blue groove. So basically, Joe Screen on gate 2 is possibly going to be in the right place to slow this race down. But we've seen how well Stuart Robson's been going, so it's all on.
Tactical Speedway, heat 14. His best, Joe Screen in the white helmet colour. He's got a job to do, but he's not doing it at the moment because the Coventry men have taken him on the inside. But there goes Joe to the front. Paul Hurry will have to be his name and more. Joe Screen has to hold up these two Coventry riders. Paul Hurry in the back has to make ground. He's not doing it at the moment. Joe Screen is in front. Hurry is losing ground at the back because the Coventry pair in the blue helmet colour there is Stuart Robson. The red is Yeri Stancl. And with just coming up now at the halfway stage of the meeting, Screen is in front for Eastbourne, that's fine, but Hurry is not making ground. He has an awful lot to do, and really it's no point if he doesn't get it through there, because Joe Screen will have to take the 3 race points, and that's the best they can do. This will ensure not only the win for Coventry, but the bonus point as well with a lap to go. Joe Screen is doing his bit, but Paul Hurry cannot make any ground on those back two.
Yeah, Joe really needs to slow this race down, but he's only got half a lap to go, and basically it's far too late now. Paul Hurry's just not made up any ground. Joe Screen takes the win, but it just isn't enough.
Well, it's a share of the points. The tactical, or the Golden Tactical, doesn't count for anything there. 3 points apiece, a share of the points. It's 48-36 now. That means that Coventry will take not only the victory here, but the bonus point, and Eastbourne, if Kings Lynn win, will be off the top tonight. Joe Screen did his bit there, a great win by him, but Paul Hurry's cause was almost a lost one from the start. It was very going from gate 2, and Martin Dugard, their captain, is going from the outside. Screen and Hamill, of course, both the way to Sweden, operating in the Swedish League tomorrow night, then the Grand Prix at Linköping on Saturday, which we'll be bringing to you live on Sky Sports 2 from 6 o'clock. Police officer responsible for accident monitoring on tonight. Away we go. This is heat 15 on the inside in red. It's Lee Richardson, but look in yellow and black at Martin Dugard coming round. Joe Screen picks it up out front. This could be consolation for Eastbourne because they're 2 riders here. Lee Richardson at the back. Billy HAMILL is third, but the Eastbourne pairing in front, and Joe Screen in white now allowing his partner Martin Dugard to go round the outside while he tries to hold them up. Dugard goes wide, and HAMILL is holding a watching brief behind the two. Could be a 5-1 Eastbourne.
Yeah, if you notice, Joe Screen this time is riding the inside line where that blue groove is, especially down on the pitch turn, but Billy HAMILL is getting alongside him.
Billy HAMILL getting in a valuable move there, which could help him in the Grand Prix. Screen relegated to the back now. We'll have to have another go. Dugard out front is absolutely well perfect. HAMILL is now going in pursuit here. Screen is back in 3rd place. And that 2nd place for Billy HAMILL will ensure that Eastbourne suffer their heaviest defeat of the season. So far, it's only their 3rd. But there goes Martin Dugard. He's going to take the checkered flag here. Billy HAMILL in pursuit in blue. Dugard wins it in yellow. In blue, in 2nd place is Billy HAMILL. Joe Screen takes 3rd place. That is 4-2 to Eastbourne. A little while since they had a heat advantage. That was in heat 8. But it's now 50 points to Coventry, 40 to Eastbourne. Eastbourne's 10-match unbeaten run has come to an end. Coventry are marching on. Their challenge for the championship is now pretty sincere here. And that man there, Martin DUGARD, won the heat though. But the glory tonight belongs to Coventry.
Didn't make the start, but was able to come from behind. I don't know, the bike was working good for me.
Calvin, who do you want to pick out? Anybody?
Well, I think the whole team have done brilliantly. I was just going to put a question to Greg. Like quite often when you have a track like this, when it's probably not the norm for your home track, you know, did you get together in the pits and sort of say, you know, we can win tonight because the conditions were quite extreme?
I mean, we did the best we could. You know, whenever you go to an away track, you've got to take it how it comes, and
sure.
Even on a home track, with weather conditions, you've got to battle on. And the track was quite hard tonight. We just figured we've got to buckle down, and really the guys were pumped up. I didn't have to do a lot myself.
All right, so you feel that there's a good feeling, the good spirit in the team. And
always.
Absolutely.
Always.
Yeah, we got
great spirit.
I like that attitude.
Well, we can take a look at the league table, and if you need any motivation at all, there you go. Eastbourne, Coventry, at the top it is. So close at the moment. Kings Lynn are racing, of course, tonight, but they're third at the moment. Ipswich are fourth. And Peterborough on the way back up. And Lee, what are your thoughts when you see that?
Well, yeah, exactly. You know, it's a superb start of the season. It's just shame we lost a couple of meetings at home, but I'm sure now we can get it going, and we're firing well as a team now. So all we've got to do is look forward and going for that title chase.
We said it was the Wild Wild West Midlands, and I just heard "Bring it on." Is that the motto for the rest of the year?
Bring them on.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you know, we're going for it. We're up there in the top, and we're certainly not looking back. We're looking ahead.
Sean Tacey, Suffolk boy, good night for you as well as good night for Ipswich Town and go to the Premier League.
Yeah.
Had to get that in.
I did.
That's all he's been on about all night. Yeah, spot on always, mate.
Good. Well done.
Son of a